is my pleasure to introduce to you today our commencement student speaker, Stephen Joseph D'Alozio. Stephen is from Lincoln, Rhode Island, is a communication studies major in the Harrington School of Communication and Media. He was a new student orientation leader for 2 summers, and he served for 2 years as Rhodey the Ram. As Rhodey, he went to last year's NCAA tournament in Pittsburgh with all of us, with the men's basketball team, and 2 Atlantic 10 Conference men's basketball championships, including an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon at this year's A10 tourney, I think as Rhodey the Ram. Please welcome to the podium, Stephen Joseph D'Alozio.
Hey, what's going on? Good afternoon, everyone. Parents, professors, esteemed guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2019. Like he said, my name is Stephen Joseph D'Alozio, and I'm honored to be here speaking before you. The University of Rhode Island has produced and is home to many great influencers and celebrities. We have had NBA players, Robert Ballard, who found the Titanic, and several famous journalists. None of them will be speaking today. But I, the school's mascot, will be. But my credentials do not end there. I was also an orientation leader for 2 years. Thank you. Where I had the impossible task of trying to convince incoming freshmen that icebreaker games were somehow enjoyable. This involvement has taught me many things over the past 4 years, but the most important thing it has taught me is that normal is boring. So strap in. This took me a while to write. Traditionally, in commencement speeches, you are supposed to open with a personal anecdote or story that somehow serves as an analogy for an inspirational message. Like I overcame some great challenge or rose above adversity. But this is not about me. This is about us and what we accomplished. We did it. A literal lifetime of schooling, over 16 years of being in the educational system, has culminated in this moment. Some of you may recognize me. I hold several prestigious records at this university. I have never finished the nearly naked mile. I was one of the 15 individuals who actually purchased a ticket to the Sheck West concert. I don't know who Sheck West is. Freshman year, I de-pledged a fraternity. But then sophomore year, I de-pledged a second fraternity. And lastly, at least by my own observation, I was the only upperclassman to eat at Hope twice a day senior year while living off campus. A feat that would not have been possible without my parents, whom I love very much, are in attendance today. I want to thank all parents who worked so hard to make this all possible, as well as the guardians who sacrificed so much so we could learn and grow together. Let's give them the appreciation they deserve. Parents, you may not know this, but for decades, members of the Rhodey community have had their own language, which we call Rhodey speak. It's a sub-language of sorts. I thought it would be beneficial if I educated you on a few of the terms our graduating class have used the past 4 years. For example, parents here may be aware that there's a restaurant known as Bonneview. In Rhodey speak, we refer to it as the Zoo. The dining hall Butterfield, we call Butt. See, it's easy. Some lesser known examples. Parking in the fine arts lot, we say, nope. 8 a.m. classes, we say, absent. 9 a.m. classes, we say, absent. And finally, security deposit, we say, gone. And who would have the fortitude and discipline to host these 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. classes but our esteemed professors, the same men and women who not only inspired us in the classroom, but also touched our hearts. Let's give a round of applause to the faculty. As duly talked about earlier, for the past 2 years, I was lucky enough to be the university mascot, Rhodey the Ram. As the mascot this past March, I had the privilege to meet the Tonight Show host, Jimmy Fallon. On the last episode of each week, Fallon reads a list of thank yous to his audience. Seeing as this is the last time I'll be speaking to all of you, I would like to share some thank yous of my own, if that's okay. Is that okay? All right. Thank you, dining hall cooks who played their own music while making stir fry. The best way to enjoy rice or pasta is while listening to Tupac. Thank you, Rhodey bus system. I never understood your routes, but you show me that life isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. Thank you, Mom and Dad. It's credit card. Without you, I could not have gotten Moe's every Monday. Thank you, people on campus who I recognized as an acquaintance but were not friends with. You helped me master my soft smiles and awkward hellos. And of course, thank you, our graduating class. We've come a long way. Freshman year, a professor told me that college is the best years of your life, that it does not get better than this. I can see why someone would say that. It makes perfect sense. We're surrounded by our peers, we rapidly make strong bonds and foster beautiful relationships. We mature and grow, our self-esteem increases, and we're forced to deal with our insecurities. We join clubs, we explore, we pursue our interests, we fail and have others to help us back to our feet. It's a reasonable, normal point of view. College is the best years of your life. But I don't think that's true. The University of Rhode Island has indeed given us something special. Unforgettable experiences, life-changing opportunities, and lasting relationships. The weather has made us resilient as the course loads have made us responsible. Our involvement has sharpened our interests and passions while allowing us to be part of something bigger than ourselves. But adventure does not end after college. Our relationships do not end after college. Our aspirations, our ability to learn, mature, and educate do not end after college. This is a commencement address. To believe that the best years of our lives are just now behind us is limiting. It may be normal to believe that college is the best years of your life, but normal is boring. We are commencing, we are beginning, and we are just getting started. Wait, no. I forgot. I have to tell you all to follow your dreams. So since I'm short on time, I'm going to use my favorite quote from famous comedian Bill Burr. Realize that sleeping on a futon when you're 30 is not the worst thing. You know what's worse? Sleeping in a king bed next to a spouse you're not really in love with, but for some reason you married, and you got a couple of kids, and you got a job you hate. You'll be laying there fantasizing about sleeping on a futon. There's no risk when you go after a dream. There's a tremendous amount to risk playing it safe. To the class of 2019, I love you, 3000.